Welcome back, my fellow book lovers. Today we dive into the mystical world of alchemy with As Moratus Philosophais by Fulcanelli. In this segment, we explore the famous chapter, The Salamander of Lisieux 3, where our author describes a fascinating relief found on a pillar, a monkey indulging in fruits from a young apple tree. For those in the know, this scene symbolizes the completion of the hermetic work. The blossoming flowers of the artisan's craft have now given way to ripe fruits, suggesting the patience and imitation of nature required in the alchemical pursuit. But what does all this mean? Well, my friends, it's all about the parallel between God's grand works and our humble human endeavors. Both are built on continuous effort and eternal labor. The divine mission finds its reflection in our human endeavors, with alchemy serving as the bridge between the celestial and the earthly realms. It manifests the great work as a microcosm of the divine act of creation itself. Speaking of alchemy, let's talk about the Philosopher's Stone. Its name alone evokes whispers of legends and mysteries. This extraordinary substance, my friends, has the power to transform any metal into gold or silver, cure any ailment, and grant longevity. It's not mere fantasy, but the essence of the alchemical quest for the fabled elixir of life or the Philosopher's Stone. But what exactly is this stone? According to Fulcanelli, its etymology suggests a stone marked by the solar sign. It can range in color from red to purple, reflecting perfection and fixity. Alchemists speak of a transparent and crystalline substance, one that easily melts under heat, immune to oxidation and resistant to any chemical reagent. In its final form, this enigmatic philosopher's stone defies conventional beliefs and understanding with its physical and chemical properties. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty details, shall we? The comprehensive account of the Philosopher's Stone includes experiences from various alchemists, with the substance manifesting in different forms, from red powder to a brownish, oily substance. These intricacies further emphasize the illustrious pursuit of perfect transmutation, the transformation of metals into pure gold. But my friends, let's not confuse the Philosopher's Stone with the universal medicine. While the stone is dedicated to transmutation, the universal medicine serves for healing and the preservation of health. There are other manifestations of the stone, such as the aurum potabile, a liquid form, and the inextinguishable light, both representing even more mystical states. Yet the greatest expression of the stone lies in the projection powder, devoted to transmuting metals. These three levels of alchemical work, medicine, light, and transmutation, are intertwined intricately, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of knowledge. As we sail through the chapters of this journey, my friends, every detail becomes a fragment that contributes to the grand puzzle of the hermetic quest for wisdom and alchemical perfection. Can you imagine the power of a substance that could transmute metals into gold, cure any disease, and grant long life? It's not just a figment of imagination, but the essence of the alchemical pursuit for the legendary elixir of long life, or the Philosopher's Stone. In today's chapter, The Salamander of Lisieux, we continue our voyage to understand this mysterious quest. The alchemists believed that the Philosopher's Stone, despite its undeniable metallic origin, was not solely composed of metal. If it were, there would be no need for fermentation to transmute. Experiments have shown that metals don't act upon each other directly, but it's their metallic spirits, subtle and volatile essences, that are the true agents of transformation. These spirits require a vessel that contains them, a pure, fixed, fusible, and resistant matter that is not solely found in metals. That's why authors like Basil Valentine and Bernard de Trevisan advocated against using metals and their salts exclusively in creating the stone. The true quest lies in the condensation of these spirits into a coherent and resistant enclosure, and that, my friends, is where our stone resides. It's pointless to seek it without the spirits as our guide, and this matter as our foundation. Alchemical texts, my friends, are filled with enigmatic metaphors of withered trees and symbols deeply rooted in history and nature, making them a true challenge to understand. Take, for example, the symbol of the dry tree engraved in the manner of Lisieux, which some interpret as a hieroglyphic representation of metallic inertia. When metals are extracted from the earth, they still possess a spirit or specific agent that ensures their growth and transformation until they reach their pure state. Once that transformation is completed, the agent separates from the metal, leaving it lifeless and unable to undergo future transformations. However, the alchemists believed that metals like gold and mercury, despite appearing inert, still held a vital potentiality that could be awakened with the right knowledge and practice. But my friends, let me clear up a common misconception. It's a grave mistake to think we can simply revert a metal back to its original state or achieve substantial change by mixing it with its original mercurial state. Remember, bodies do not act upon bodies, only spirits are active and operative. What is required, therefore, is to animate the metal with a vital agent that transcends the metal itself. Our journey of demystification is far from over, but for today, we've taken another step forward. Between speculations and discoveries, alchemy continues to challenge us with its enigmas and promises of transmutation and healing. In the next phase of the Salamander of Lisieux, we'll dive even deeper into this esoteric science that has fascinated and intrigued us for centuries. In the second part of Asmorada's Philosophers, in Chapter 3, Fulcanelli unveils symbols and allegories that connect alchemy to spiritual transcendence and the process of transmutation. The story begins with the spirit leaving the body during its manifestation in the physical realm, a reference to the metallic soul or raw material in alchemical narratives. This spirit is described as residing in the womb of the Immaculate Virgin, a powerful image evoking purity and potential. Our author then presents a curious parable told by an Arabic writer, Cassius, about the miracle surrounding Jesus' birth. Underneath the withered tree, Mary's divine presence causes the rebirth of the barren palm tree, symbolically representing the vivification of gold and the resurrection of what was once dead, a clear allusion to the idea of renewal and spiritual rebirth promoted by alchemy. Moving forward, Fulcanelli explores the iconic representation of the salamander at the Cathedral of Lisieux, a statue depicting someone holding a griffin between their legs. Despite the corrosion of time, this symbol holds a powerful and hidden message. The griffin, a combination of an eagle and a lion, represents the unification of opposites, fire and water, air and earth, which are essential in the preparation of raw materials in alchemical work. In more technical and occult terms, the battle between the knight, symbolizing secret sulfur, and the dragon, symbolizing arsenical sulfur, results in the creation of the Philosopher's Stone, which is white, heavy, and brilliant, comparable to pure silver. The process by which this substance is purified is complex and requires multiple purifications or calcinations, essentially done through fire. Through these calcinations, impurities are eradicated, and the true essence of the stone is revealed, likened by the author to the merging and rebirth of the eagle and the lion as the griffin, marking the successful transmutation. Fulcanelli emphasizes the importance of esoteric knowledge in conducting these operations, warning about the dangers of performing such experiments without proper understanding, as demonstrated in the tragic story of a priest from Avignon who lost his life in a chemical accident. Our text concludes with a poetic description of the hermetic process, where the mark of union between heaven and earth is revealed within the Philosopher's Stone, and the cycle closes with an allusion to the hermetic sun arising from alchemical operations, signaling the fulfillment of the great work. It's a mystery of alchemy, represented by the griffin, guarding the keys to the promised spiritual and material enrichment provided by the art. To wrap it up, Fulcanelli leaves us with a reminder anchored in the image of the griffin, an intertwining of opposites, and the guardian of a treasure, the Philosopher's Stone. The chapter's title, The Salamander of Lisieux IV, continuously serves as a reminder of the central theme of this segment, the search for transmutation and the attainment of hidden wisdom through alchemy. In our esoteric journey through the Moradas Philosophais, we have already encountered astounding discoveries. Now, in chapter The Salamander of Lisieux VI, we are challenged to unravel even deeper secrets, the essence of alchemical substances, and the mystery behind the griffin, a mythical creature. The griffin, with its crooked beak, symbolizes one of the greatest hermetic puzzles, the philosophical mercury, the pure and essential part sought after, just like a fisherman lures a mythical fish. This pursuit is metaphorically depicted in bas-relief art, where a man slays the griffin, signifying the separation of the subtle from the coarse, a crucial step in the great work of transmutation. Renowned alchemist Basil Valentine humanizes the Christian symbol of the fish in the form of Hyperion, representing the father of the sun and liberation of the soul. Hyperion is the element that gathers scattered light, an act compared to divine creation itself. The death of the griffin symbolizes the essential purification necessary for progress in the work. Hyperion, with its symbolic name, reveals the essence of the alchemist, a being who elevates the spirit above the tomb of materiality, reminiscent of the perfect hermetic union between the above and the below. Our narration then takes us to an enigmatic sculpture at the Salamander of Lisieux, where a flaming face with horns suggests a Baphomet, representing the synthesis of elements and the knowledge of the Templars. Baphomet is not an idol, as some may think, but a complete emblem of the secret traditions of the Order of the Templars, an intricate puzzle encompassing the principles of universalism and alchemical dualism. By dissecting the etymology of the word, we come to understand that Baphomet may mean the baptism of Mite, representing spiritual immersion, a ritual of initiation and transformation where sulfur fertilizes the mercurial matrix. This immersion process is reiterated as a central pillar of alchemical practice, where the fishery alludes to the gathering of ink or essences during immersion or the king's bath. Finally, our text weaves connections between the hermetic practices of the Templars and ancient cults like the Manichaeans, Ophites, and even the Illuminati, pointing to a continuous esoteric legacy that flourished within the Order of the Templars. They were masters of deep knowledge, kept alive through powerful symbols like Baphomet and the Grail, which, my friends, is nothing less than the elixir of eternal life, the igneous fermentation of existence. And so, my friends, we delve into the mystery of the Templars, where each symbol and allegory reveals layers of wisdom that connect to the grand tapestry of the alchemical quest for enlightenment and the true essence of creation. Here, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to accept the challenge and unravel the mysteries fiercely guarded by the Salamander of Lisieux? We walk alongside the alchemists of the past, with each step unveiling more of the universe's secrets and our own. And that, my fellow book lovers, is the essence of As Moradas Philosophais by Fulcanelli. Stay tuned for more exciting summaries of literary treasures here on our channel. Have you ever wondered how architecture can whisper secrets about ancient knowledge and esoteric wisdom? In the chapter, The Salamander of Lisieux, we explore these mysteries and discover that even the simplest structures can be loaded with deep meanings. In Christian initiation books such as the Gospels, we find symbolic references to Christ as the bread of life and the one who came to set the world on fire, symbols that speak of ideal and spiritual nourishment. In the same spirit, the symbolism hidden in the manner of the salamander in Lisieux reveals layers of meaning. The emblematic lily, known as the fleur de lis, present in the architecture of the place, transcends mere decoration. It was a symbol of the sovereignty of science and later associated with royalty. This flower, representing faith, wisdom, and chivalry, symbolizes an acquired superiority and preponderance, as hinted at in the Chronicles of Nangis, which speak about the symbolism of the fleur de lis in the coats of arms of the kings of France. Interestingly, in one of the windows, we see a representation of a baby's head, round and reminiscent of the moon, crowned by a phallus. This image is a clear indication of the union of opposite principles, sulfur and mercury, the sun and the moon, the philosophical agents of the creation of the Philosopher's Stone. In an intermediate column, an urn catches our attention, similar to the one we had already observed before at the entrance. There is no need to reiterate its interpretation, as the truths it hides have already been previously contemplated and understood in our analysis. Continuing the discovery, we see illustrated angels and shields, symbolizing the necessary repetition of alchemical processes. Each window brings even more elements that challenge our perspicacity. A man who may represent the alchemist himself, angels holding shields, guarding indecipherable secrets from a distance, and the open book, hieroglyph of the matter of the work, ready to reveal the hidden spirit within it. In this dance of symbolism, we even find an archaic Hercules fighting under the weight of the Baphomet inflamed by the sun, one of the many sculptures on the facade. This image of effort and resistance, although the least artistically refined, is the most suggestive. We can associate it with the myth of Jonah, the prophet who survives after 3 days in the belly of the whale, a metaphor for the green lion of the sages, enclosed in maternal substance before finally emerging in the waters after its sublimation. As we traverse the structures and symbols of the Salamander Manor, we see the layers of knowledge that remain hidden in the natural world and human creation, waiting to be revealed by those who know how to look. Each element, from the simplest to the most complex, serves as a portal to deeper truths about human and divine wisdom. And it is by diving into this sea of symbols that we, as true seekers, begin to unravel the secrets of alchemy and ancient knowledge. Immersed in the ancestral breath of the stories that precede us, today we will delve into the intertwined plot between the mythical and the alchemical, where the echoes of Adam and Eve resonate beyond mysticism, taking shape at the core of Hermetic philosophy. In the chapter on the alchemical myth of Adam and Eve, Fulcanelli unfolds the fall of the first man as a belief that extends far beyond Christianity, permeating diverse cultures around the world. The story of Adam, who sinned and brought divine curse upon his lineage, is seen not only as a religious dogma, but as an echo of ancient knowledge shared among distant and disparate peoples, from the Druids to the Chinese, from the Hindus to the peoples of the Americas. Ancient philosophies, represented by figures such as the Pythagorean Philolaus and Plato, already suggested that the soul was imprisoned in the body as punishment for some offense. There is still the memory of an original purity in the myth of the Golden Age, where man, newly created by God, lived in innocence. And this idea of punishment after creation, of original sin, finds reflections in traditions that go even to the purification rituals of newborns around the world, from Asia to pre-Columbian America. This vast arc of belief in the fall of Adam is accompanied by the expectation of a mediator, a redemptive figure, present in the hopes and writings of many ancient civilizations. The presence of this element suggests a common origin to all these narratives, something that would have originated at the dawn of humanity. However, there is a veil of alchemical mystery that covers the biblical narrative of Adam and Eve. Fulcanelli unveils a codification, an occult seal, present in Renaissance bas-reliefs in ancient mansions, which depict the representation of Adam and Eve in an alchemical sense. The scene is typical: Adam about to harvest the forbidden fruit, with Eve assisting him. Accompanied by symbols such as the sun and the moon, the bas-relief suggests scientific and secular qualities of the theme. In alchemy, Adam is represented as the raw material united with the spirit, the original, immortal, and eternal substance, the primordial atom. However, by giving birth to Eve, the original Adam specifies himself and gives way to the secondary Adam, imperfect and mortal. The question of sulfur and mercury as generating principles is seen in the same light. Originally one matter that later diversifies and through alchemical art can be separated again. Eve and Mercury are seen as crucial elements in alchemical work, connected to purity and rebirth. There is also a connection between Mercury, Hermes, and the role of mediator, as in Greek mythology. Thus, Fulcanelli invites us to see the narrative of Adam and Eve not as a simple religious lesson, but as a rich and complex allegory for alchemical transmutation and the secrets of creation. In this pivotal passage, we uncover the depths where science, myth, and spirituality meet, weaving together the philosophical dwellings that our journey proposes to explore. We will continue to unveil these secrets as our path progresses, always attentive to the nuances and revelations that Hermetic art holds for us. Have you ever wondered how deep a search can be? In the world of alchemy, the search for the Philosopher's Stone is an enigma that challenges the ages. And today we dive into the universe of Fulcanelli, where secrets intertwine like roots beneath the earth. In the chapter we are now exploring, the complexity lies not only in the processes, but also in the symbolism that surrounds each element. Imagine a vessel, not a simple container, but a crucial symbol that holds within it a mysterious body, which is none other than the embryo of our precious stone. It is this vessel that contains the proper earth without which no seed can flourish. And that is why wise alchemists repeatedly emphasize the unquestionable importance of alchemical distillation. Here, the liquid of the vessel takes on the shape of its container, a classic metaphor to describe how the essential is often shaped by the accessory. But, dear listeners of our philosophical journey, there is more to the mystery: the metals. When melted and separated by mercury, they are reborn, rejuvenated, freed from the impurities accumulated over the centuries, becoming what we call philosophical metals. As with the legends of antiquity, this mercury is like the fountain of youth, playing a role of both renewal and procreation. Now, brave explorers of this labyrinth of knowledge, pay attention. The alchemical work speaks of two distinct mercuries. One is an agent of renewal, the other of procreation. Unraveling the difference between these two is the most challenging study for any neophyte in the alchemical art. The biblical allegory of Adam and Eve suggests that there is an original mother from whom everything originates, and a second Mercury, derived from the first, essential for the process of creating the Philosopher's Stone. Here, alchemical wisdom hides its clues in mythology, a nest of symbols where the union of sulfur and mercury is represented by so many pairs: sun and moon, male and female, eagle and lion. Each pair symbolizes the creation of the stone, each being participating in the great dance of generation. This arcane knowledge is reflected in the analogy of the union of the stone with the source of living water, pointed out as the true spouse of the Philosopher's Stone. This shows us the magical marriage of earth and sky, a symbol of the confluence of the primordial forces of nature. In the plot of alchemical creation, the two Mercuries are represented by roosters, adorning a vessel filled with leaves and fruits, a symbol of the generative fertility of life. The entire process is a finely orchestrated concert, as suggested by the musical figures carved on the facade of a historic house, associated with the art of music, an epithet for alchemy. As we delve into the house of Adam and Eve, we discover another obscure teaching, the secret of the two Mercuries. The contradictions found in the texture of these descriptions serve a specific purpose: to bring to light the hidden truth, the essence that there is only one fundamental Mercury, from which the second is derived. And finally, the grand tapestry of classical mythology brings us the tragic story of Deianira and Hercules, where Hercules represents the sulfur of gold, immune to everything except the action of the red mantle, the blood of the Philosopher's Stone. Deianira, in turn, is the mercurial essence of gold, joining forces with sulfur, but unable to withstand the heat of the fiery mantle. This myth, dear viewers of the alchemical art, is the allegory of the fermentation of the stone by gold, a representation of the final stages of the great work. It is a narrative that speaks of transformation, of the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. With these symbols rooted in allegories and myths, Fulcanelli guides us through the secrets and truths of alchemical mastery. Thus, each story, each object, each word is a piece in the puzzle that is the infinite potential of transformation. Continue this journey with me, and together, who knows, we may unravel the mysteries embedded in the philosophical dwellings. In the depths of alchemical wisdom, we uncover together an ancestral secret: the tireless search for the enigma of metallic sulfur, vital for obtaining the Philosopher's Stone, a theme that permeates the heart of the second chapter of Fulcanelli's Philosophical Dwellings. This passage reveals the importance of the substance called metallic sulfur, considered the first son of Adam, and which, from an alchemical perspective, is compared to Cain, the artist's primordial acquisition in the conception of the great work. Welcome back, my fellow bookworms. Today, we delve into the mysterious world of alchemy and symbolism as we explore the book As Moradas Philosophais by Fulcanelli. This book takes us on a journey through ancient traditions and hidden knowledge, where every symbol holds deep meaning and profound implications. So grab your imagination and let's dive into the realm of alchemical transformation. In this book, Fulcanelli guides us through a labyrinth of symbols rooted in tradition, where each symbol takes on various forms and names, all with profound and Kabbalistic implications. He metaphorically describes it as a boneless fish swimming in the philosophical sea, or even as the legendary remora, highlighting its rarity and essential meaning in alchemical transformation. These symbols, extracted from their natural context, showcase the precision and wisdom of alchemy, with their distinct physical characteristics, like color and form, resembling a multicolored biconvex lens. Fulcanelli intertwines the quest for metallic sulfur with popular narratives and fairy tales, referencing characters like the cat from Marqués de Carabas and the humble Cinderella. These symbols, while present in stories passed down through generations, conceal hermetic knowledge, pointing to the true essence of matter that the alchemist must carefully understand and manipulate. Even amidst this detailed description of the symbols and allegories surrounding metallic sulfur, the author chooses to preserve a certain air of mystery, emulating the wise silence of past alchemists. He reminds us that, although we may comprehend the symbols, there remains a veil of secrecy covering certain truths of alchemy, echoing the common practice among adepts of withholding knowledge only for those truly deserving. Thus, we navigate through the vast sea of alchemical interpretations, where each name and symbol unfolds multiple layers of meaning, leading us to recognize the value of the journey as much as the preciousness of the final destination in the pursuit of sacred philosophical knowledge. At the heart of our exploration lies the figure of Louis d'Estissac, not only a prominent nobleman, but also an illustrious adept of alchemy. His esteemed lineage intertwines with the mysterious world of alchemy, and his initiation into hermetic secrets may have been influenced by the renowned doctor and philosopher François Rabelais, a close friend of Geoffroy d'Estissac, Louis's uncle. Geoffroy's mansion served as a meeting place for brilliant minds, including Rabelais, who likely lived there and had a profound impact on the young Louis. Interestingly, Louis d'Estissac lived during a time when the search for the Philosopher's Stone was fervent, more active than most of us can imagine. The pursuit of alchemical knowledge burned as brightly in the shadows as it did in broad daylight, but remained mostly hidden, largely due to our limited understanding of traditional symbols. King Francis I of France inadvertently added to this aura of mystery by restricting the use of typography, pushing knowledge back into stones and monuments with his decree of 1537. In response, art filled with alchemical symbolism flourished, replacing the forbidden parchment. During the Middle Ages, houses were often adorned with hermetic signs, and Louis d'Estissac wanted to honor this tradition. And so, the magnificent castle of Coulonges-sur-Loties was born. This architectural masterpiece took 26 years to complete, from 1542 to 1568, becoming a true museum of art. Each detail was meticulously planned, with hidden symbols arranged masterfully, possibly by the renowned architect Philibert Delorme. Amidst this alchemical masterpiece, we highlight the monumental fireplace, adorned with details that allude to the great work itself, a true documentary for Hermes's disciples. Lastly, we plunge into the wonders of the Terre-Neuve Castle, where a rich collection of history and art was assembled, thanks to the refined taste of its successors. Amidst rare tapestries, furniture from different historical periods, and objects whose significance has been lost to time, we find a direct connection to the hermetic past of men like d'Estissac, who believed not only in the transformation of metals, but also in the transformation of the human spirit. In this particular chapter, Governor of Poitiers and Saintonge, we uncover the fascination with Hermeticism and its influence on art and architecture, leaving traces behind for those who sought deeper knowledge. Fulcanelli leads us through these silent stone corridors, where each symbol is a secret awaiting discovery. Oh, my fellow adventurers, as we dive into the enigmatic atmosphere created by Fulcanelli in Asmoradas Philosophais, we encounter a tapestry of symbols, intricately woven with hermetic arts. Today we find ourselves in a chapter devoted to Louis d'Estissac II, a central figure in understanding the connection between art, alchemy, and the pursuit of spiritual transformation. The first of the three panels studied by Fulcanelli is adorned with a central rose, the hermetic rose, a symbolic flower in alchemy, surrounded by elements like shells and human heads, representing the raw materials and expected products of this complex spiritual and material work. The elder, or the old man, symbolizes the primordial mercurial substance from which all originates, as the classic alchemists tell us. For the practitioners of the great work, it is this Mercury that allows for transmutation. The chapter continues, revealing the deep connection between this symbolism and the Grand Cathedral of Chartres, where an ancient stone figure holds a similar philosophy within its core. With its hands, the figure presents a vessel that simultaneously steps on monsters with human features, evoking the process of decomposition and union of raw matter to reveal the secret essence regulated by Mercury. Fulcanelli emphasizes that these monsters, in this allegory, represent bodies to be decomposed and reassembled, essential for the attainment of the precious and unique alchemical Mercury. As we progress through this introspective journey, we begin to grasp the parallel between the symbolic death of the elder and the birth of a new entity, the angel or cherub, who gracefully crowns the composition. Just as Philolethes proposed, we must kill the living to resurrect the dead, in a cycle of death and renewal where the dead gold and living water coagulate to form the very substance of the Philosopher's Stone, so eagerly sought by the students of this art. We also come to understand how the hermetic rose can be both white and red, a reflection of the ferments or elements used. The Celestial Virgin, with her crown of white roses, and the red rose of the Rosicrucians unveil the initiatory progression and the degrees of knowledge achieved by practitioners of this secret art. The St. Andrew's Cross, which appears as one of the components in the panel, not only speaks of the revelation of spiritual light, but also reveals the elevated status attained by Louis d'Estissac within Hermetic nobility. The cross unfolds multiple meanings, unveiling the power of measurement, irradiation, and hidden forces that determine the form and evolution of matter. Oh, my fellow seekers of knowledge, within an arc that stretches from the Cathedral of Chartres to the St. Andrew's Cross and the emblematic X, Fulcanelli constructs a universe where science, art, and spirituality walk hand in hand. This X, this striking symbol of light and ignition, represents both the concrete and the abstract, substance and mystery, guiding pilgrims and scholars on the tireless quest for redemption through the sacred fire. Each element of this chapter is a piece of a vast puzzle, where Hermeticism speaks through art and teaches us about transformation. This, my friends, is the essence of the great work, and fascinatingly, it still resonates with truth seekers, inviting us to reflect on the spiritual energy that propels, organizes, and defines all of existence. So my curious companions, join me as we dive deep into the symbolic and esoteric depths of alchemical crucifixion, where each cross carries ancient secrets and sublime power. In Fulcanelli's As Moratus Philosophais, the chapter that unveils the multi-layered symbolism of the cross is a true jewel of hidden wisdom. The cross, beyond being a symbol carried through the centuries, acts as a temporal and spatial divider, reflecting the cycles of history and embracing both divine celebration and lamentation for the fall of mankind. Fulcanelli takes us beyond mere symbolism, delving into forgotten elements of Christianity and shaping them into alchemical keys. The special nomenclature given to items like crucifixes and vessels speaks a language where matrix and crucible become crucial pieces for philosophical distillation, for the union of the celestial with the earthly, and for the manifestation of the purest truth through the Philosopher's Stone. As we explore this tapestry of symbols, we arrive at the ammoniac salt of the sages, a substance symbolizing alchemical harmony and transmutation. The Greek cross becomes not only a symbol of fusion, but also a hieroglyph representing glass, perfect and almost reaching its very pinnacle of perfection. The weave of this knowledge also points us towards St. Peter and the keys entrusted to him, sharing the power to open the celestial portal to the closed garden of the Hesperides and pluck the rose of higher initiation. Fulcanelli emphasizes that the cross and the rose are not only Christian adornments, but emblems of hidden knowledge accepted by the ancients and true Rosicrucians. Contrasting with the false glamour of titles and mistakenly associated Masonic brotherhoods, Fulcanelli unveils the true nature of the Rose Cross, these naturally invisible men marked by simplicity, tolerance, and wisdom. He warns us about the fallacy of a mystical fraternity built more on imagination than reality, exposing the false promises of a brotherhood that never went beyond paper. However, between the common folk and the nobility, there are those who carry the banner of the Rose Cross, true alchemists who, like the humble blacksmith Lariche, demonstrated their talents away from the spotlight, showcasing the power to transform and heal in almost miraculous ways. In this stage of our journey with Fulcanelli, what becomes evident is the strength of symbols over substance, the pursuit of true knowledge over baseless claims of empty brotherhoods, and the indelible role played by true initiates in weaving the grand tapestry of human existence. Those who ponder the words of Lariche will understand that the true wise alchemist is one who lives with discretion and sobriety. History is full of somber examples of those who ignored such prudence. Jean du Châtelet, Pécule, and Vinache are tragically emblematic figures of this quest without appropriate reserve, which led them to their own downfall. The Baron de Beausoleil met his end in the Bastille, Pécule was beheaded in Stockholm, and Vinache, a humble man but knowledgeable in the great work, paid for his taste for notoriety and luxury with his life. Vinache's story is particularly sinister. After successfully assisting the financier Samuel Bernard and René Voyer de Polmy d'Argenson in manufacturing gold to improve France's debts, he was rewarded with betrayal, imprisonment, and murder as part of a conspiracy that involved falsifying his age and cause of death. It's no wonder that alchemists opted for silence and mystery after such events. Oh, my fellow seekers of hidden knowledge, let us embark on this captivating journey through the realms of alchemy and symbolism. Let us unravel the secrets and lessons hidden within the pages of As Moratus Philosophis. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we explore even more profound mysteries with Fulcanelli as our guide. Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep diving into the vast ocean of knowledge that awaits us. Hey there, bookworms! Today we're diving into the mysterious world of As Moratus Philosophis by Fulcanelli. Ever wondered what secrets lie behind the ancient art of alchemy? Well, buckle up because we're about to uncover some mind-blowing insights. In this segment, Fulcanelli takes us on a journey to demystify the Rose-Cross Brotherhood. Now, this isn't your typical secret society with meetings and fancy ceremonies. No. These guys are bound together by a common quest for scientific truth, represented by the enigmatic Philosopher's Stone. There are no oaths or statutes here, just a group of individuals scattered around the world, united by their knowledge and success in their individual pursuits. But who are these true Rose-Cross members? They are the legendary masterminds of the past, celebrated or unknown, who have delved into the secrets of Hermeticism. Through their literary and artistic works, these men and women have passed down the precepts of philosophy and unveiled the mysteries of the Hermetic arts. They occasionally create initiation centers to share their wisdom, but their real bond lies in the pursuit of scientific truth, represented by the Philosopher's Stone. Fulcanelli invites us to understand the traditional Hermetic order of the Rose-Cross, distancing it from opportunistic groups seeking undeserved fame. He reveals the key to unlocking the secret teachings hidden within alchemical treatises. These teachings are not explicitly stated, but rather suggested to those who dedicate themselves to diligent study and practice. But that's not all. Fulcanelli takes us on a journey through the esoteric symbolism found in architecture, traditions, and language. These veiled clues can guide the aspiring alchemist on the path to true alchemy. From the human anatomy to Gothic constructions, every detail holds a symbol of the alchemist's magical and silent endeavor, a quest for enlightenment and transformation of both materials and the spirit. In the second part of As Moratus Philosophis, we delve even deeper into the mysteries of alchemy and its intrinsic relationship with history and symbolism. Fulcanelli leads us through a labyrinth of historical references, honoring places where occult meetings may have taken place, like the Rosicrucians, gatherings in 1623 in the rural solitudes of Ménilmontant and the quarries of Montmartre. It's fascinating how Fulcanelli connects esoteric past with real locations in France, weaving a tapestry that unites alchemy, mysticism, and history. The text describes the hierarchies and Masonic titles, highlighting the Rose-Cross degree in different branches of Freemasonry. Alchemical feats and Hermetic teachings are brought to light alongside bibliographical details, including references to works such as Azoth ou moyen de faire l'art caché des philosophes and Cours de philosophie hermétique ou d'alchimie. These books serve as beacons, illuminating the hidden knowledge alchemists pursued in their quest for metal transmutation and a deeper understanding of existence itself. Intriguing characters also emerge in this book, like Louis d'Estissac, the archetype of a seeker. His fireplace holds a rich iconography where corn, a symbol of sustenance and existence, nestles within a decorative vase, representing the vegetative magnificence. This vase transfigures into the prime substance of the alchemical work, symbolized by the dragon, an emblem brimming with meanings, connecting the internal fire of the body to the energy that propels alchemical transformation of both matter and spirit. But wait, there's more. Fulcanelli unravels even more perplexing and symbolic figures lurking in d'Estissac's fireplace. Gnomes, dragons, and monsters representing the essential metallic principles of the great work. These creatures personify the mercurial and sulfurous elements, guarding the underground mysteries and tirelessly assisting in the creation of the Philosopher's Stone. They showcase the hidden and potential life of mineral substances through their seemingly paradoxical yet essential union in alchemy. Fulcanelli subtly hints at a third presence emerging from the combination of these two opposing principles. These achievements, worthy of contemplation for both the initiated and the apprentice, are iconically and esoterically expressed in intricate details within the fireplace. The text also briefly touches on the existence of Rosicrucian orders in the 19th century, suggesting the challenges of sustaining spiritual and esoteric movements without a solid philosophical foundation and enlightened initiatory guidance. The Rose Cross symbolizes an unrelenting pursuit of truth and spiritual transmutation, even in the face of historical fleetingness. With the meticulousness of an artistic master, Fulcanelli guides us through the intricate and often arid terrain of ancient wisdom. He not only portrays the material manifestations of alchemy, but invites us to reflect on the latent dynamism within substances and life itself, fostering a quest for arcane knowledge that surpasses the barriers of the tangible and the ephemeral. So, my fellow curious souls, imagine yourself faced with an enigma that challenges centuries of wisdom, a tapestry of symbolism woven by anonymous hands, and a key that could unlock the secrets of existence itself. We are now immersed in the pages of Asmorada's Philosophers, where Fulcanelli unveils the mystical mysteries of alchemy. In this fascinating segment, serpents and dragons scratch the sky of alchemical knowledge, like hieroglyphs of materials ready to be manipulated in the great work. Illuminated by their creator's genius, these anthropomorphic beings carry secrets not only in their clawed feet and furry appendages, but also in their horned helmets, a clear association with the god Ammon and an allusion to the head, the cranium. Think about how crowned heads allude to the symbolism of Calvary, the place of Jesus' suffering, suggesting a parallel with the two principles of alchemy, one carrying the cross and the other a lance, both ascending to their own Calvary, enduring martyrdom and undergoing a slow, agonizing death by fire, only to be reborn anew. And if that's not intriguing enough, there's the mysterious alembic portrayed as a man covered with a helmet, an alchemical contraption composed of the vessel and its content, a microcosm of divine union. The agent, symbolized by a ridged helmet, represents the active, masculine, and fixed matter essential for alchemical balance and the emergence of peace. The relationship between these active and passive principles is described through a battle between two dragons, evoking the legendary image of Hermes Caduceus and the ideal of unifying opposites, a sphere that symbolizes peace, reconciliation, and procreation. The resulting star is the arcane icon of unity and procreation, a symbol that transcends cultures and is also revered as the Native American tribe's peace pipe. Breathing life into these abstractions, Fulcanelli personifies the passive and feminine principle as a gnome with a cleft lip, covered by a scaly helmet resembling raw mineral substance, impure, rough, a metaphor for suffering and transformation through alchemical fire. And here we are, at the critical point, the second operation, shrouded in mystery and elusive enough to ignite cruel uncertainty. Fulcanelli critiques those who choose silence over risking the deformation of the art by keeping the process veiled, even among the initiates. But for those who conquer these initiatory challenges, Fulcanelli assures us that they will receive the keys to the alchemical kingdom, Armed with only faith and discernment as their main allies, they must persevere on the path of transmutation. So let's continue our journey, armed with these precious metaphors and alchemical understanding, where each stage is an invitation to delve deeper, an opportunity for transformation. What may start as a desert of enigmas can culminate in the discovery of an elixir more valuable than any material treasure, true knowledge. Together with Fulcanelli, let's venture into the intricate Asmoratus Philosophis, in search of the hidden essence behind every symbol and allegory. Stay tuned for more mind-boggling adventures in the alchemical realm. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the quest for true wisdom. Until next time, keep reading, keep exploring, and keep uncovering the mysteries of the universe.